Okay, that is a pleasure to be here. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever it is you are joining us from. Thank you so much for taking time to join us. This is Living LTV with me, Benga Adebayo, and today we are taking a look at something really important. We're taking a look at making decisions are powerful. If we make the right decisions, then we have a better life. If we make the wrong decisions, right? If you look at your life and you're happy with where you are, you need to take a look at your decisions. Look at the things that maybe the things also that the people that are important in your life, the significant people in your life, have also decided. Because I recognize that there are many things that, good afternoon, Michael, thank you for joining us. I fully recognize that all the variables in your life, all the things that are happening in your life, they are not, so to speak, that all about your always the things that you decided. Some people, that way you didn't decide your parents, so to speak. That was a choice that was made for you. You did not decide your, at least at the beginning, although some people have changed it, you did not decide your nationality, right? That was something that you got by default um, by your parents, that because you inherited your nationality. But you know what's important, and that's why we're having this session. No matter what was decided for you, no matter the variables that are outside of your control, the way life is designed, the way things are, is as soon as you get to an age of responsibility, you now have the power to make decisions, to take decisions that in the long term, in the medium to long term, they trump and overcome everything that was not under decision. In the medium to long term, given enough time, the decisions that you take, the actions that you take because of those in med school, it's a habit that we have, that the doctor will never say never. We try to say it can never happen. We try to edge, but I think I can say that notwithstanding anything that was not under your control, given enough time, whatever you decide now and give it time, once that decision is properly made, once that decision you will overcome, given time, whatever effect the decisions that were outside your control, whatever their effects were, or whatever their effects are, given enough time. And that is the power of decisions. That is the awesome power of the power to decide. Somebody said to me some years ago, and I took it to heart. He said, it is not decisions, but it's not destiny by chance. It's not destiny by, it is destiny by decisions, destiny by choice. Where you are today is the sum total of the choices that you have made if you be an adult, right? And given enough time, if you want to change your situation, you want to change your condition, you want a better life, you want a better environment, you want a better, whatever it is, better. Think of anything better. You want anything better, you can decide today, right? And I'm not, before we even talk about the weightier things, right? Even the tiny little things, because what adds up to become your future, right? Are the tiny decisions that you make. Those things that look even inconsequential. Deciding what to wear, all right? Right? Deciding what to wear. Deciding when to go out. How no, just tiny, deciding The name of your child, Some people have decided and given their kids names that put those kids at a disadvantage. But the beautiful thing, like I said, is that that child can choose in the future to change that name. The bullying and the effect and whatever, if you give your child a funny name and people start to bully the child, it may have an effect. But given enough information, that child can still overcome, right? It is destiny by choice. Decisions are powerful. Decisions are important. Let me tell you a story. It was a sad story somebody said to me recently of a lady that was in a dilemma. And what was the dilemma? She was pregnant for the third time. When you say, why is that a dilemma? Why is that a problem? The problem is, or was, I don't know what is the state of the problem now, because I think the problem could have, because she didn't decide rightly. She got raped as a young person, right? That's a bad thing. That's a terrible thing to happen to anybody. That's not outside our control. That's not a fault. Anybody that rapes anybody is that person's fault, right? It's that person's, the rapist. It's the rapist's fault. There's nothing a woman is the rapist that's at fault. So she was raped, and that's a bad thing. That's an awful thing to happen to anybody. But following that rape, she had problems with herself, with her self-esteem, with just had problems. So she just started living, because as far as she was concerned, she has lost something precious, and there was nothing. She didn't see any reason why she should keep herself or do anything anymore. So she just started sleeping with people, trying to make ends meet, just sleeping around. And before you know it, she was pregnant for two different people at two different times. So she had two kids for two different fathers, right? And then she came to herself and started saying, okay, I want to have a change. She decided that maybe I want to have a change. And then she met one of her exes, and that one was giving her these and these, I will do this for you. Okay, let's change, I will change. And then she started to meet with that person again, and she got pregnant again. And he's not the father of either of the two kids that she had at home. Pregnant the third time, she just said to herself, I'm not going to keep this. And people try to advise her, no, what do you do? And she didn't get the proper information. She went to have, and I said, I quickly want to go and abort this baby. I'll go today, I'll be back tomorrow. So she went. Lo and behold, she went for an unsafe abortion with a quack. She was ill and nearly died, right? She was gone for almost 2 months, over 1 month, bleeding to. She just, as soon as she came back, met that people again, she just went loose. I just started living a crazy life. Like I say to people, if lightning strikes you once, that's a problem. That's not good. Lightning strikes you twice, then we start to think maybe you have bad luck, serious, super bad luck, and we start to think of what to do about it. Either whatever, depends on what you believe about luck and spirituality and whatever have you. So you start to think about it. But if lightning strikes you a third time, then you are a lightning conductor, right? That speaks to the power of patterns, decisions. Your choices determine what happens to you. We need to learn to make better choices. Everyone will be better for life if they can learn the art of making proper decisions, making the right decisions. And I'm not asking you to learn this just for the big decision, because what I've discovered is that if you don't learn to make the small decisions properly, you don't know how to make small decisions properly. The odds are, when you now have the very big decision to make, you are going to make a wrong one because you've not learned how, right? So it's not going to be when you don't learn to swim by going to the deep end. You know what I mean? That's not a good way to. That's not a good strategy. That's a strategy to drown. You just want to learn to swim and then you jump to the 7 foot side of the pool, that's trouble. That's asking for trouble. You learn with the shallow place. You take baby steps. No, so if you and I, everyone, can learn to make proper decisions, even the small decisions. What should I wear? Where should I go? Should I talk? Should I respond? How should I respond? Those tiny decisions, because it's those tiny decisions that add up to make big, huge differences in your life. So if you have learned to make the small decisions properly, when you now need to make that big decision you want to relocate from the country. What career path should I choose? Which job? Should I need to change my job? Who do I marry? Those big decisions, because you have learned to make small decisions properly, then you make that decision big, mighty, consequential decision. You just go through the same processes that you have learned and used to make small decisions. Decisions determine destiny. And there is a science, right? And an art to making right decisions. There is a science and an art to making proper decisions, right? Science and an art. It's not luck. It's not mistakes. It's not something that just happened by chance. No. There is a science. There is an art. Extensive research work has been done on what are the things that we should consider. And there are frameworks, so many frameworks. If opportunity and time comes, we may look at some of those frameworks, some of those different frameworks, logic frameworks. There are different ones to making the proper decisions. But today, I just want to go just an overview of how to make the right decisions. The things you should consider. Not all opportunities are a blessing, right? Not all. But so that something is just, there's this opening. If you do not learn to consider, to ponder, you will rush into those things and you discover, wow, I'm in trouble. How am I going to get out of this problem? Because you made the right decision. You made the wrong decision, pardon me. But the right decision, as we make it, will be the better for it. And let me just say, not making a decision is a decision, right? So that some people just, they have what we call decidophobia. They are afraid. They have a fear of making decisions. They don't just keep quiet. And so it will start at itself. Chase Sarah. What will be, will be. No, uncle, auntie. Don't do chase Sarah. If you wait for what will be, things will happen to you. And some of those bad things, they become really, really, really difficult to change. They become difficult to manage. You need to learn. I need to learn. I'm still learning. I'm getting better at it, right? Just like you're building muscles. You can have muscles to a stage and then you see somebody else, wow, fantastic muscles. So you need to build those decision-making muscles. You need to exercise it, and then we'll all get better at it. So what are the steps, right? What are the steps to making the right, best decisions? The first step is what? Very simple. Identify the problem. What are we making a decision about? Because and this is very important, because you may misidentify the problem and do something else, and then you run into big problems. Because the decision you want to make, the problem you need to solve, because that's why we make decisions. We make decisions to assumably solve a problem, make something easier, make something simpler. And so it's going to be very important for us to know what exactly is the problem. What am I trying to solve? If you make the wrong decision based on a wrong understanding of what your problem is, you will not get better, and you'll be wondering why you're not moving forward. Someone was told to cut down a tree, and then the person started plucking the leaves of the tree, right? That's a total misunderstanding of the problem at hand. Somebody is lonely and says, okay, how do I take care of my loneliness? Okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to get married. No. Getting married is not going to solve your loneliness. It's not. You can be in the middle of a crowd and be extremely lonely. You can be married and be lonely. In fact, your loneliness may become multiplied if you marry for the wrong reasons, right? So somebody feels it's not being successful wherever he is, and also, okay, the thing I'm going to do is I'm going to relocate to another country. So once I just get to whatever country it is, whether it's Germany, Canada, right? Because then I don't like heat. So I like cold. I prefer cold. So if I go to Canada, I'm going to be a better person. Identify the problem. Identify the problem. Look, I'm bored at work. I'm bored at work, so I'm going to resign. I'm going to resign my job, and I'm going to be an entrepreneur and to run my own business. I don't like people being my boss, so I'm going to become my own boss and start my own business, right? And I've seen many people do that. I know some that went for a webinar, and the webinar they were saying it's best to be your own boss. It's fantastic to run your own business. That's what you need to do. So the guy resigned his job as a banker and started selling recharge card. When you say recharge card, that's credit. You know, when you say, where it's not common nowadays anymore. Most people just recharge their phone lines on their phones and stuff like that. But back then, I'm talking many years ago, he resigned his job to say, I want to be a recharge card dealer. He hasn't. That's a problem. Wrong decisions. Because if you don't identify the problem, if you don't properly identify whatever it is your problem, the odds are high that you will make the wrong decision. You will make the wrong decision. You will choose wrongly to solve whatever it is that is facing you. So you need to sit down and ask yourself, what truly is the problem? What is the problem? Is it at work? Is it at home? Right? What decision do I need to make? What is that decision I need to take? If you don't, this stage is critical, very critical. A lot of people are making wrong decisions, doing the wrong things. And there's somebody said, commonly said that if you find yourself in a pit, right, you just suddenly discover that you are in a pit, what you should do is to stop digging. Stop digging. If you find yourself in a problem and you really cannot understand